Welcome back to Miss Angelique's Walk Through the Bible. So glad you decided to join me on today. Yesterday, let's talk about yesterday. Yesterday, we met the first sons, Cain and his brother Abel. We met their brother Seth, and we found out that horrible thing that Cain did to his brother Abel on yesterday because he was angry about the offering that he presented to God. And yesterday we realized and we found out that God told Cain he was going to be a vagabond. You remember that word? A wanderer. And he was not going to have a lot of good friends, a lot of friends. And on today, we're going to meet a man that God told to build a boat. That's right. We're going to meet that man. His name is Noah today. Now, yesterday we talked about that after Adam and Eve and the creation of the world and people began to grow, the earth began to grow and people began to multiply. That means there were more and more people on the earth. And so the Bible says, and all of these people, they began to do what was right in their own eyes, in their own heart. Whatever they wanted to do, that's what they did. And some things that they did were very, very bad. Remember, we talked about Eve and Adam eating that fruit off the tree that God told them, the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. Before they ate that fruit, there were no bad things in the world. They didn't have bad feelings and bad thoughts. Remember, we talked about that now, because they ate it, they were ashamed and they were afraid. And Cain was angry and all these bad feelings because they sinned, they disobeyed. Now, all of these people, because of that, people had bad thoughts and bad feelings. And whenever they got angry, if they wanted to kill someone, they did. If they wanted to hurt someone, they did. If they wanted to lie and to cheat and to do all of these horrible things, if they wanted to be mean and kick the dog, they did. They were very mean. Whatever they wanted to do, that's what they did. And God looked down, and it made him very sad in his heart that he had created man. He was very sad. The Bible said it hurt him in his heart. God felt bad that he created man because man were doing evil things to other men. They were being mean. They were killing. They were doing these horrible things. And God didn't like it. And so God looked down. He saw. Now, some people, this one particular man, his name was Noah, you remember. God saw him and he went to Noah and he told Noah, I want you to build a boat, an ark. It's what the Bible calls it. I want you to build a boat because I'm going to destroy this world that is full of sin and full of hatred, full of bad things, full of suffering, full of anger. I'm going to destroy this world and these people that are here. And we might think, oh, that is so bad. That is horrible. But God is God, and God can do whatever He wanted to do. And He did. He told Noah, He said, I want you to build this boat. I'm going to send water. I want you to build it. And He gave Noah exactly how He wanted him to build it. He told him how long he wanted this boat. He told him how tall he wanted this boat. He told him how many windows he wanted in this boat, this ark. Now Noah, he had a wife. He had 3 sons, and I'm pretty sure his sons helped him build this boat. Now this was going to be a very, very, very large boat, and so he definitely needed some help. So Noah began to build the boat. He was obedient. He wasn't like Adam and Eve at the beginning. They were disobedient and they ate of that fruit of that tree. Noah began to build this boat. He built it just the way God told him to. He built it the right length. He built it the correct height as God told him to. And even when the people were laughing, I'm pretty sure people looked at him and they were laughing and they were being very cruel and rude to him. Noah did not stop building. He kept building that boat. He kept building that ark. And it took him over 100 years to build this boat. Now you have to think over 100 years. Now, in the beginning, when God created the earth, people lived a long time, 600, 700, 800, 900 years. They lived. They lived a long time because this was the beginning of the earth. This was the beginning of this world. And they had lots of children. And those children had more children. And those children had more children, and so on and so on and so on, because they had to populate the earth. We didn't talk about this before, but God told Adam and Eve, He said, be fruitful and multiply. That means have a lot of children, and let those children have children, and those children have children, and those children had children. And that's how we all got here. So now, Noah is building that boat. And the people are laughing at him, but he's still building that boat. He did not give up. He kept building that boat. And one day, when he was finished, God told him, He said, now I want you to go out and I want you to get all two of each kind of animals. A male, that means a boy, and a female, a girl, two of each kind. And there at this time, some of the animals, God called them clean. They were clean. There were certain animals that God called them clean. Some of the animals God called unclean. And we won't get into all of that right now. But God told God told Noah, God told Noah to get two, a male and a female, of the unclean animals. And he wanted him to get 7 pair of the clean animals, a male and a female. And why do you think he wanted them to get it? He wanted Noah to get a male and a female? Because God told Noah to put these animals in that big boat that he built, this ark. And remember, God said he was going to destroy the world with water. And so all the animals will be gone. There wouldn't be any more animals. So after after God destroyed the world, there had to be a male and a female so they can have more babies and repopulate the earth. So of the clean animals, God told Noah to get 7. Of the unclean, they had to get 2. And they went in the ark. And I'm pretty sure that must have taken a lot of time for Noah and his sons, and he only had 3 sons, to go and get all of these different animals. But I think that God, in all of his greatness and all of his wisdom, he allowed these animals to come to Noah. I don't believe Noah had to work really, really hard, but he had to do some work. But the Lord, I believe he commanded these animals, and they came, and Noah didn't have to go and hunt them down. He didn't have to go and do all too much work. But God allowed these animals to come, and those that Noah picked, he put them in this boat. And he got like 2 dogs, a male and a female. He didn't have to get all different types of dogs. He didn't have to get so many different types. He just got 2 dogs. And just like the lions and the cats, he didn't have to get all the different types of cats. He got 2 cats, 2 feline, 2 canine, the giraffes, and now we have so many different types of dogs and so many different types of cats and so many different types of lions and different things like that. But at that time, God told Noah to get 2 of the unclean, remember, and 7 types of the clean animals, 7 types of the clean, a male and a female, a boy and a girl. And this man Noah and his wife and his three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives. So now you have Noah, his wife, his three sons, their wives. They were the only people in this big boat with all of these animals. They had to get the birds and all of these animals, and they got into that boat. That man Noah, that was obedient, that took over 100 years to build a boat. Now it's the day to go in. They went in this boat, and guess what? It began to rain. God allowed the rain to fall from the heavens, so much rain. And then the rain started coming up from the seas and the oceans. All of this water began to come up from the bottom and water from the top, and it flooded the entire world. The entire earth was flooded with water. It was so much water that the tallest mountain that you could think of, the water was over the mountain, and it rained for 40 days, and for 40 nights it rained. So much water. And Noah and his family, those 8 people that were on the ark, and all of those animals, they were inside this big boat while it rained. The door was closed. The Bible said God closed the door and God locked the door. And I'm pretty sure when God closes a door, nobody else can open it because God closed it. When God locks the door, no one else has the key to open it. God is the only one that can open it. Now, on our journey, we ended up on a boat this time. A boat in the middle of a lot of water with a lot of animals. And I think that might have been, to Noah, this was something that they've never been through before. So they may have been a little nervous, and they could have been a little fearful because there was a lot of rain. But guess who was always with us? And we said this on our very first day. Wherever we go in this world, whoever we meet, whatever we have to go through, God is always with us. Jesus, he will never leave us nor forsake us. He will never leave us. He will never let us go. So they didn't have to be afraid, and they didn't have to be fearful. And so that's our journey. We're going to end our journey on the ark today. And on tomorrow, we're going to continue our journey on the ark. And we're going to find out, how long did they stay on this boat? What happened to all of that water? How did they get out of this boat? We're going to continue our journey tomorrow on our walk through the Bible. Thank you for joining me. Be blessed.